Hello, hi guys, what's up? It's me, Kiran, your favorite booktuber, and today I'm here with different content, not bookish related content. Today we're going to be talking about journals and planning and all of the fun stuff that goes along with that. This has become something that I've always had an interest in. I've always been a very journal person. I love to have a journal, but 2024 we're really going into it. We're doing more. We're just living life, and part of living life is keeping a journal. So in 2023, that was the first year that, this is gonna be a really long talking video, I think, most likely. Please bear with me. I have so many things I wanna say, but I don't know how to say them and where to say them and in what order, and we're just diving right in because that's what's so fun about life. So just dive right in. Anyways, in 2023, that was in the past. Let's start there. In the past, I normally have always been someone who has a journal with me in which I keep to-do lists and just miscellaneous things, and when I was in school I would obviously have an agenda to keep track of school assignments and the like. In 2023 I decided to start journaling digitally. So every Sunday I would look back at the week and pull out key memories, interesting conversations, and as the year progressed I would find that I would check into this Google Doc more and more often, or if there was more interesting, exciting things. Prior to that, I would only really journal from an emotional level if there were big events or memory keeping type things, like something big in my life had happened and I wanted to remember details from that. But 2023 was the first year I was consistent. I did this 52 times last year, and I was kind of amazed that I managed to keep up a habit like that. So in 2024, I decided to do more, really go into that, because I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm really dissatisfied with social tech, YouTube, the content that's available to us. I'm really bored by it, and I think part of that malaise from the tech that's in our lives, I personally this morning decided that we're in the midst of an internet dark age, has made it so that I feel a desire to be really rooted in my physical world, journals, pens, paper, very tactile things. And yeah, so I just wanted to walk you guys through the different journals that I use, why and how I use them, and what's going on. This isn't to say that I'm still not going to have a digital one. I'm still going to keep that one, because sometimes writing hurts your hands and you just want to type away a little feeling. So I still have that going on. And then also I do have, I habit track digitally. This is something that I've been doing forever. I love to do that. I think it really appeals to the data inclined part of my brain that just loves to see how things are going. And every month, not every month, but some months I do change what I'm tracking, and it ebbs and flows, but it's something I enjoy doing. Moving on, this is my everyday carry, which is, I've also been watching a lot of YouTube planner videos. Literally I watched 5 of these videos, and then YouTube just kept on feeding me more and more of them, and I've just really been diving deep into them, because a lot of the times prior to that I hadn't found this community of planning and journal keeping and stationery. If I had encountered it, it was through a very males oriented lens, which is focused on productivity and this is how you got to conquer your goals, you got to do this, you need a bullet journal, you need to do this, you need to do that. I did briefly in the past try bullet journaling, but it really wasn't for me. But maybe I just didn't understand the rules properly, and I don't know. I'm not that bad. I'm not worried about it. I've got stuff working. If it works, don't break it, right? Anyways, this is my everyday carry. This is a moleskin notebook. This is what I bring if I'm going to a cafe, a coffee shop. This is in my bag. If I go to a gallery, I bring this with me, and I would write notes down from the exhibition, anything like that. How I use these is the first half where I start on page 1. I have one, I run through these one a year. In the beginning I'll have the to-do lists, just miscellaneous things that I encounter as I'm out and about, grocery lists, whatever. And then the second half, this is where I tend to do more of my emotional processing, things that I wouldn't want you to see in the first half. And I did a lot of my 2023 reflections in there. And so that's what this journal is for. This is what I carry with me every day. Then I don't even know where to start. Oh, also I wanted to say I do morning pages. And for morning pages, I will use any notebook. I will even use a scrap of paper. When I was traveling, I used this as morning pages. Morning pages are something that comes from the artist's way, which is also something I'm trying to do 4 times this year, just to see what happens, right? Might as well. And in The Artist's Way, the woman, I forget her name, Julia, she basically says that if you want to connect to your creativity, the artist within, blah, 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 there's 2 things that you should be doing. One of them is morning pages. Morning pages is the first thing what you do when you wake up. You get a notebook, you fill 3 pages by hand about what's going on in your life, miscellaneous. And then the second thing that you do is an artist state, which would be like painting or exploring, really tapping into your creativity, however that manifests for you. And of those 2 things, the artist state is one that I probably have not been the best at, but morning pages has been something that I've done fairly consistently in 2023, and I'm continuing into 2024, but obviously there are days where I miss it. And I would have to say, I do really like it. It's sometimes very challenging because I will be like, what the fuck is there to say? Like, I don't know. Like, I just woke up. I just don't know what to tell you, journal. Like, I don't know, morning pages. And then my handwriting will get bigger. She says to do 3 pages, but I really think it depends on the journal you're using. Sometimes on the days I just can't think of what to say, I only do 1 page, but I try to ideally do 2 pages. And I'm going to show you, you're not really supposed to show people, but I do want to show you, like, in some regards, this is my handwriting when I'm doing my morning pages. It's really just, it's probably not a good example to use one with blue ink, but my handwriting can be really unwieldy and sprawling and just like all over the place. So those are the morning pages. I do that. So I do the morning pages, I got my daily carry, and then in 2024 I decided to use a Hobonichi cousin. So prior to that, and I had in the past used Moleskino's like weekly overview as my journal, but as my journal and my planner, tracker, whatever. And then some of you might be watching this and you're like, why don't you just use Google Calendar? I really don't like using Google Calendar. I just don't think it's that fun. And my brain likes to work through things on paper, and I would use Google Calendar when I was working a job and like had to have like corporate meetings and whatever. But for my personal life, like I'm trying to avoid looking at my phone as much as possible. So whenever I get notifications, I don't really like, it doesn't click up here. I don't remember them. Like, I don't even look at my phone when I get notifications. I'm like, X out all of you guys, you're not important. But anyways, I decided to get the Hobonichi, and I really like this because if you look at my community page, you probably know, like, I was freaking out about it. The paper is delightful. It is very biblical, tissue paper thin, tissue paper. It literally is tissue paper, and just so delicate. And I like when you write on it, if you write on it, I guess without a pencil board, it leaves an indentation, so that when you feel it, I don't know, it just does something to me. Texturally, I'm really enjoying this. And I know a lot of the people in the planner community would get a cover, and then they would get a cover on their cover, and I just think that's too much for me. I'm doing it no cover. That's how I like to live my life. I don't have a cover on my phone, I don't have a cover on my laptop. You get nice things to use them. And so that's the planner. I will walk through how I'm using it, but we're not gonna go there yet. This is just an overview. And then this is another journal. This one is for like journaling, like actually like feelings, different ideas, different thoughts that come to me, lists, whatever. This still stays at home. This is just for fun. And in many regards, I am amazed at my own ability to write and think about myself, to myself, on a routine and continuous basis. It truly is marvelous. The mind just marvels. But yeah, that's what this is for. And if you're wondering what's going on here, these are books that I'm donating. So then what else I've got going is I started a media journal this year, 2024. I only started this because basically, I know other people have media journals or like reading journals where they really like keep track of their thoughts. And the thing is, I don't want to write reviews of books by hand, but I also saw this journal and I thought it was so adorable. It's from Midori, and it's just cats. And I think it's so cute. And like you have all these little cat drawings, and it's absolutely delightful. This is a week spread, so you have the weeks this way and then a page of notes here. And the way that I've been using this is to track like when I start a book and just brief thoughts. So this is also another example of my handwriting. Yeah, I'll just read through what I said. So January 3rd, started Lies and Sorcery. Why do we need 3 chapters and an introduction? And then on the right here, I kept these are all from YouTube. People in my comments have left certain thoughts about books that I should check out, so I put them all here. And then on the next week, we have my thoughts on Filter World, Killers of the Flower Moon. Then on January 15th, started Perfume and Pain. Anna Dorn is my Sally Rooney. On the 17th, I finished it. Dorn writes with such humor and self-awareness. The mixing of Paglia and Roni is also good. Then on January 20th, I was reading this book on eyeliner, and a quote that really made me lol was, "A woman's eyes without eyeliner is lazy." Yeah, so that's just how I'm using this to keep track of little things. If maybe this is something that I love and I actually find out that I need more like space in, maybe in 2025, oh my god, time is really moving. Oh goodness, I finally found this. In 2025, I will move on to a bigger journal. But for right now, I think this like works for me because I already have a YouTube channel to talk about my books. I don't really want to spend more time writing things down by hand. But because the way that I process the books is more just like bullet points, and that's helpful, I think, to write them down. I don't know if I necessarily need a separate book journal for it just yet. And then, because of how I was using my Hobonichi, maybe now I should talk about it. Okay, this video is all over the place, I'm sorry. But so, you have a yearly overview, which I don't really use. I know that this isn't the best way to share the journal with you. Like, I know most people in the planner community flip the camera so you can look down, but I don't want you guys to read what I have to say. It's private. So then we have these. I don't know how to use these. This is like a yearly overview, like 1 page, whatever. I have no idea how to use this. I've watched many videos, and the way people use them typically is like habit tracking or sleep logging. Like, I don't care how many hours of sleep I get. I think I'm fine there. My habit tracking I do digitally. I don't want to use it as an index. Like, I don't think that works for me. Then we have a monthly overview of whatever. I'm not big on monthly overviews. They're not something, I don't view the world that way, but I do track like where I traveled. So I would put like flight, London, Milan Fashion Week, Milan. That's just how I use this. It's not something that I'm that diligent about, and it's only once the flight has been booked. Like, I would not pencil in something that's tentative. It has to be like done and dusted. So then after you have the monthly overview, you move on to the weeks. Now, weeks is something I like. I like a weekly overview. I'm still acclimating to it, so it's kind of messy. But yeah, I'm using the week, and in the week I'll track off like time chunks of what time I spent working, if I have any calls or meetings, if I have to go to Pilates. So for example, this week I'll show you, because and then I'll like on the side, I'll track to-do lists, and I'll just add in post-its, like whatever. It's very functional. But this is the upcoming week. I will show you guys. This is what I've got going. That's like in progress, the week. And then what's really interesting about this planner, if I haven't sold you on it, because I probably didn't, I'm not doing a good job, is at the end of the planner, they have a weekly, they have a day, a page. So that's really, I think, where this planner shines. So I'll jump here. Every day gets its own page, and I'm really enjoying this. I've been using this as a place for journaling and planning for the day ahead. And so how I'm actually using it. So you have this quadrant here. This I use for a little like one sentence in a different language as kind of, just to do. This section here, I either use it fully vertically, or because Hobonichi has this like separator, I will start there. And that's where I will journal about the day, what happened, what did I do, any like takeaways or thoughts or funny little things. And if I didn't use it, then at the bottom I will fill in a plan of the next day. Or if I did use it, I would use this in the timeline here to actually track what I'm going to do the next day. I'm sorry, that was really confusing. I hope not. Anyways, and then at the very bottom, because one of the things I'm doing this year is reading a poem a day. I'm reading from Poetry Foundation, and I write the name of the poem there. So we're going to flip to one day so I can show you. This is for, I'm going to cover this. Okay, this is that. So right here we got the name of the poem that I read, my journal, my thoughts on what I want to do today, just a to-do list, etc. I might show you more pages, maybe, I don't know. I just feel really vulnerable. I don't want to show them because it's private. But for the most part, I'm not someone who doodles. I don't draw, I don't decorate in that capacity, and I do realize that that's really big in this planner community. And so I did get some stickers just to like try it out. I'm really acclimating to them, and I don't necessarily think they suit me, but I'm trying to not be that precious about it, like who cares. And I did get washi tape because I've never had washi tape before, and I do know that is something that people really like and enjoy, and so I thought I would get it and check it out. So I just put like washi tape there. I don't know. We're messing around. We're just playing. And so that's what's going on here. But what I found was earlier in the month that I was writing a lot of my work to-dos in that portion at the bottom after I journaled, and I was getting really anxious about that because there's my work, which I do to fund my lifestyle, and then there's the stuff I actually want to be doing, the actual to-dos that I think are important for my like long-term, where I see myself going and what I want to be doing. And because I was spending so much time in here writing about those work to-dos, I decided to get another Hobonichi. I just found this at Yosaka when I was there last weekend, and I thought it would be perfect. It's a small little size, like I just need this for work. It will bring me more joy in using this because work needs to be separated. That's a separate part of my brain that does not belong in my actual planner. That's it. That's everything. Most things, I don't know, there's probably a few things that I'm forgetting, but that's most of the situation. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm starting to get a headache, so we're drawing this to a close very quickly, but that's everything. That's my journal, my various journals. I hope if you guys are making, I know because whoever has a YouTube channel and also watches my channel, if you see this, please make your own video of your journal and like the various systems you use. I just think it's so fun and so interesting, and a really great way to memorialize your day and your life and your thoughts and whatever your interests are in that day and time, and the people who are important to you. And it's just nice to have these things written down and to see the different ways that people organize, because I meant to say this earlier, you can have journaling, which is like more emotional based, you have planning, and then you have memory keeping, and people are also collaging. Like there's a lot happening in this world, in this space, and the ways that people use notebooks is so personal. So if you do happen to have a journal yourself, I would love to see how you use your journals. I do know a few people recently made videos, and I will tag them in the comments because their videos were delightful. I loved watching them, and I will wrap up this video because I'm doing a lot of rambling, and I will see you guys later. Hi guys, this is Editing Kiran coming back to say that, well, a few things. One, I don't know if I discussed these. These are books that I'm planning on donating. Secondly, what I want to say is that when it comes to journaling and reflecting on the day, one of the things that I have found helpful is to look at the journals of predecessors, but not many. I've not really done this for a lot of people. I do follow the Twitter accounts of Franz Kafka, Sylvia Plath, and there's some, who else? What's her name? Jean Reese. All of these people, someone has made Twitter accounts for them going through their journal, and I find that to be a lot of fun. But they really only include like a snappy one-liner. But reading Virginia Woolf's diaries has been really helpful because, one, apparently she didn't start these until she was 33. I don't know if that's particularly right. That's a Twitter hot take that I just am repeating to you guys. But when I'm kind of sometimes struggling, or when I'm thinking about my own journal and I'm like, wow, it just seems so quotidian and so bland, I will read her journals and I will see what it is that she finds interesting to relay, because part of life is the very boring utilitarian aspects of it, which are worth noting down. But I do find it to be interesting to read someone else's diaries and to just see what they thought was interesting to share in their reflections. Apparently Granta published a new edition of these, which I'm gonna get for this once I finish this one. I have about 200 pages left. Once I finish that, volume 2 is going to be in the second edition because the spacing of the lines is a lot better. This one is very, like, it's tiring to read. Anyways, I don't know if I said everything that I wanted to say in the journaling related video, but stay tuned for more journaling related thoughts in my vlogs. I will see you guys later.